Oh, what's this? Oh, this must be the diorama from the contest. Oh, well, it's really cute. And it looks really complicated. Wonder how they made it. That's cool.
Tiger Systems Diorama Kiosk. Tiger sponsors this year's FFD contests. Tiger is proud to sponsor this year's Fantastical Forest Diorama contest. Kids, as always, this contest is all about you. Come up with the neatest gnomes, the swellest satyrs, and the scariest spooks you can. Your parents can help out too, so don't be afraid to think big. Adults/parents. The objective of this year's contest is to construct a diorama of wild beauty, one where the majesty of the forest and the decadence of the afternoon sun playing across leaves old and new renders the viewer spellbound. Find yourself transported back in time to an ancient grotto, where dryads slip lively from the edges of trees and fawns prance in the crisp air and sunlit patches of the glades. Help your child think big and create something wonderful this year. This year's prizes. This year's winner will receive the following. 1. $75 cash. 2. Season pass to Mr. Owl's Wacky Fun Time Roller Coaster Park, 6 locations in the tri-state area. 3. 7 boxes of 10mm high-velocity payload balanced rounds, enough for an estimated 5 years of home defense safety, even considering a commie attack, courtesy of the sponsor Tiger Manufacturing. 4. Entrance into the Gnome Master Diorama Challenge.
Are you kidding me? 7 boxes of 10mm ammo? That's so fucked up. Why would you give a kid ammo?
Congratulations, Beverly Swanson. Congratulations, Beverly Swanson! You had a fantastic diorama this year. Don't forget to thank your parents, too. According to the judge's estimates, they put in over 700 hours assembling your diorama with you. Aren't moms and dads great? There's no place like home is destined to be a classic diorama, inspiring kids for years to come. You're a winner, Bev. Sincerely, Tiger Diorama Team, TDD. A wholly owned and managed subsidiary of Tiger Manufacturing.
700 hours? What the fuck? Why? Wait, were they just trying to get the ammo? Is this whole thing a front for parents to just try to get a good deal on ammo or something?
Read this year's winner's diorama story. As part of the guidelines, each contest participant must submit a background story to accompany his or her diorama. This year's winner, Beverly Swanson, submitted this story. Bev told us that her mom helped her write the story. Thanks for the help, Mrs. Swanson. It's great to see parents taking an interest in their children's activities. Zimble was a gnome. He lived deep within Fairywood Forest, an old forest filled with secrets and magic. Every day, Zimble gathered wood from the fallen branches and trees around his little house to keep him warm at night. He also used the wood for cooking. His dinner was always the same, a big pot of mushroom stew. He gathered mushrooms for his stew from the woods. Some grew on trees, others on stumps, and some on rocks. Each mushroom had a different taste, and Zimble knew about them all. He also knew that eating wild mushrooms is dangerous if you're not careful. Zimble was a smart gnome, though, and was careful in the types of mushrooms he gathered. Green mushrooms were not his favorite, but they were easy to find and very filling. He collected the green mushrooms from the stumps where they liked to grow. The green mushrooms were a little bit spongy and had a bitter aftertaste. He cooked them for several hours to get rid of the bitterness. Yellow mushrooms grew most frequently on the base of the trees and on the trees themselves. They had a nice, airy taste like sponge cake, but were not very filling. They also gave him a tummy ache if he ate too many, so he tried to put just a few into his stew for taste. Blue mushrooms were always a treat. They grew along the bases of rocks, down in the darkest dirt. They were hard to find. They had a great chewy texture, and the taste changed as they were chewed. Sometimes they tasted like steak, or pancakes, or even broccoli. Zimble didn't like it when they tasted like broccoli. One day, Zimble couldn't find anything but green mushrooms for his stew. He decided to venture farther into the woods than he had ever gone before. He was a little scared, as he remembered stories of things best left forgotten living deep in the dark, silent depths of the fairywood. He walked, and finally found a clearing. There, in the middle of the clearing, were some red mushrooms. Zimble had never seen red mushrooms before. He yelled with delight and ran over and began to scoop as many as he could into his cooking pot. Suddenly he heard a noise coming from behind him. He turned around, and there, just in front of him, was a huge, hairy monster. It was nearly black and had beady yellow eyes that glared evilly at Zimble. It had an enormous mouth and tiny black pointed teeth that looked razor sharp. It looked like it could swallow a gnome in one gulp. The monster charged towards Zimble. With no time to run, Zimble did the only thing he could think to do. He swung his cooking pot around and tossed it straight into the face of the monster. He had always been pretty good at knocking over bottles with rocks as a wee gnome, and his practice paid off. The pot went right into the monster's mouth. The beast stopped, spit out the pot, and began to gag and choke. Its eyes bulged, and steam began to pour out of its ears. As Zimble watched it shocked, the creature began to change. Its fur started to turn red, the same color as the mushrooms. With a scream of rage and pain, the beast lunged past Zimble and launched itself straight into a nearby pit. Zimble heard its pitiful cries as it fell, and shuddered when he heard it smash into the bottom. Zimble grabbed his pot and ran as fast as he could back to his little gnome house. He vowed never again to venture so far into the woods again. He learned some valuable lessons that day. Never eat strange mushrooms, never venture too far into the woods, and most importantly, even monsters would rather be dead than red. The end.
Oh, wow, commies are bad. Great fantasy story. You really had me almost thinking it wasn't propaganda.
Take the reading comprehension quiz. Name of the story's gnome.
Zimble.
Where do green mushrooms grow?
Green mushrooms. On stumps.
Zimble said blue mushrooms might taste like...
Steak.
What colors are the eyes of the monster?
Said yellow.
Describe the monster's teeth.
Alright, it was tiny black teeth.
Hooray! Great job, kid! Your reading comprehension is second to none. Tiger Systems has a special treat for such a smart boy or girl. You'll now find that the spiffy Nuka-Cola fridge on the desk is unlocked. It has a great snack in there, as well as a recipe for a delicious new cookie. You can ask Mom or Dad to help you bake some. All it needs is a few common items found in your family's kitchen and medicine cabinet. Enjoy, and remember, Tiger thinks you're great.
Oh, wow, it's so nice to be appreciated by such a great company, or sexist bastards. Alright, well, some of the cookies were in here.
Super yummy cookie recipe. Here's a recipe for a delicious cookie. Stim pack, flour, Radaway, Nuka-Cola. Oh boy, who could have guessed that a super yummy chocolate chip cookie could be made so easily? Your mouth will water once you smell these delicious treats. Plus, they're made from fresh, relatively wholesome ingredients that have some beneficial side effects. Healthy and tasty? Now that's what I call super yummy.
It's a cookie stuffed with drugs. It didn't even say chocolate chips. Oh, this must be the bathroom. And yay! Oh, another note.
Gary, I'm so sorry to hear about Sheila. Please try to remember that it wasn't a 100% definite prognosis. She's strong, and I know she can beat the odds. I'm sure you've been too occupied to think about it, but Vault-Tec supposedly has some medical technology that's more advanced than the stuff available to the general public. I know you got a rejection letter last year from them, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Bare minimum, know that I'm there for you two. If you want to hang out together like we used to, just give me a telephone call anytime, any day. I'm pulling for you, pal. John.
Oh, poor Gary. Sheila must have some kind of disease or something. But he had a friend here, someone who was there for him.
Introducing the new Tiger M10. Need a bigger gun?
Wow. That's so ridiculous. Oh, this must be their actual offices where they worked. They didn't even give them cubicles. Alright, got in.
Tiger Systems in affiliation with Robco, version 6.4.2.0.1. Tiger Terminal Daily Hint. Annual employee ammunition sale next week. Today's schedule. Dear employee, Rick. It's another great day at Tiger Manufacturing. Let's see what's on your mandatory completion list for this morning. Morning indicated as prior to 10:30 a.m. Deadline for all tasks inscribed below. Error. Opening employee log Rick. System error. Please report to your immediate supervisor at once for your daily completion list. An additional 15 minutes for task completion has been applied to your account to offset the delay. Personal reminders. 1. Find out what's making that rattling sound in the refrigerator. It's still working fine, but better safe than sorry. 2. Get Cindy to make some food for Gary and Sheila. They're going through a tough time right now. 3. Pick up a seat cushion. This chair at work is just a little bit too low, and my wrist gets sore when I type too long. 4. Check the mail before Cindy goes on Saturday. My new issue of Swimmin' Gal should be here. Can't wait.
He seems like a nice enough guy.
Tiger Terminal Daily Memo. Stay focused, you're a Tiger team player. Today's schedule. Dear employee, Gary. It's another great day at Tiger Manufacturing. Let's see what's on your mandatory completion list for this morning. Morning indicated as prior to 10:30 a.m. Deadline for all tasks inscribed below. 1. Balance Griffin Metal Industries Composite Metal Exchange Production Regime. Variance excess of 4% exists between expected production tiers. 2. Delineate material subhierarchy between third-grain metal suballoys and new tungsten partner Tough Steel Incorporated and previous partner Hard Iron Incorporated for purposes of benefit analysis. 3. Establish confined space projection for alternate hydraulic pin implementation of second-generation trigger polymers in the new Bali home defense line. Personal reminders. 1. The sink in the bathroom is leaking again. I need to drop by Hank's Hardware and pick up a new gasket kit. 2. The lawnmower needs to be fixed. I think one of the blades is warped. I'll see if Ralph can straighten out for me this weekend. 3. Sheila's birthday. Gosh darn it, I think I'm going to have to work the whole day. I need to think of something special to do for her. 4. Out of envelopes. Stop by the general store on the way home and pick up a few today.
Those tasks seem really complicated. He must have been really technically savvy. And his lawnmower was broken. That's why he had to mow the grass.
Tiger Terminal Daily Memo. You're on the fast track with Tiger. Today's schedule. Dear employee, John. It's another great day at Tiger Manufacturing. Let's see what's on your mandatory completion list for this morning. Morning indicated as prior to 10:30 a.m. Deadline for all tasks inscribed below. 1. Investigate resilience anomaly in the tungsten plating systems employed in Tiger Department C models A1 through A4. Reliability ratings have dropped nearly 6% since the implementation of the new recoil plate. 2. Organize and prioritize the ballistic results from the new C1 series versus the prior C0 series. A statistically insignificant analysis, regression curve coupled with the outlier map may be sufficient, will be expected by the end of your work interval. 3. Execute all correlations available to establish a causal link between communism and tooth decay, based on the initial data plot of Tooth Wizard toothpaste efficacy. You are authorized to drop the alpha by 15% to establish a powered correlative for purposes of this study.
What the fuck? Why were they looking into anti-communist propaganda advertising for toothpaste? This is a gun company.
Personal reminders. 1. Talk to Gary. He's not doing so well. Not that I blame him. Christ, poor Sheila. She's such a nice gal. She never deserved this. Still, there's still the chance that the doctor's wrong. Not much of a chance, but 10% is better than nothing. Maybe 10% is better than most of us deserve. 2. Rose bushes. My Invincia strain has been looking a little peaked lately. I may need to adjust the soil mix. I want that magenta sunset hybrid to knock them dead at the PhytoConf next year, so I'm going to have to make sure to get this one right. I think I'll try and hit the soil nitrogen knocked down a bit, see if that helps. 3. Terry. I have to get her something for our anniversary. I can't think of anything though. A heart pendant? She already has one. A new blender? That was last year. Some chocolate? I can do better than that. Think!
Oh, poor guy. At least he was trying to be a friend to Gary. But you could definitely think of something better than that as a gift.
The new Bali marketing push. We were forced today to sit through the new promotional slideshow for the Tiger Bali. It was the usual corporate claptrap, but I found myself wondering about the rather blatant, misogynistic, or the anti-woman vibe. So light that even a woman can use it? Give me a break. I glanced rather nervously at Cheryl a couple times during the presentation. She didn't seem to be reacting much during the show. Later I approached her and let her know that I was offended at the slideshow and hoped they'd redesign it before market saturation began. Cheryl gave me a slightly puzzled look and said, "Offended? Women have less muscle mass than men, and the fact that Tiger took this into account when designing their new firearm is at least something. Plus, did you listen to Sally's voice? I'd bet $5 that was some guy doing the voice work. Tiger has the money to build a huge underground testing facility, but they can't afford a female actor? Now that's just funny." She sort of chuckled at me and walked off. I swear I'm no closer to understanding women than I was when I turned 16. Dang, there's the break bell. Time to get back to work on these variances.
I appreciate that he noticed the sexism, and I'm wondering what the fuck is up with Cheryl that she didn't say anything. Although it's possible she just didn't want to discuss it at work.
Tiger Terminal Daily Memo. Tiger thinks that you are a winner. Today's schedule. Dear employee, Cheryl, it's another great day at Tiger Manufacturing. Let's see what's on your mandatory completion list for this morning. Morning indicated as prior to 10:30 a.m. Or whenever you can get it done. No real rush. 1. Decide on a cake for the Banochet conference. Tiger suggests an upside-down pound cake, but you're free to decide on your own. That's part of the way Tiger does business, taking employee opinions into considerations, regardless of gender. 2. Plan and deliver a flower bouquet for the Brad Johnson's family, Ballistic Analysis Division. They recently had a death in the family. You are free to choose the size and composition. Composition means what kind of flowers of the bouquet. 3. Decide the theme for the upcoming Casual Friday. Will it be Hawaii Day? Hobo Day? You can decide, Cheryl. We're counting on you.
I thought it couldn't get worse than the advertising to children. But somehow, they managed to be even more condescending to their own fucking female employees. They literally give different tasks to the men than the women. It's explicitly sexist discrimination. Fucking hell, are you fucking kidding me? I did not think Tiger could get any worse. I'm sure Vault-Tec and Nuka-Cola weren't that much better, but they at least hit it better.
Personal reminders. 1. Take Buick into the shop. The cam adjustment I did failed to rectify the lower horsepower problem I've been experiencing, so perhaps they can determine if the points need to be calibrated. I do it myself, but I just don't have the time right now. 2. Finally finish my ancillary/cognitive deconstruction of Prouse within a budding grove. I have to get that done before Nancy's baby shower, or I'll never have the time to wrap it up before the end of the month. 3. Practice, practice, practice. I have just 6 weeks before my contemporary interpretation of the 24 Caprices. Time is of the essence. 4. Sammy's expecting some chocolate chip cookies for mowing my lawn. I need to find some broad who can bake the dang things. I always burn them.
You know what? At least she was using her light work schedule to really intellectually enrich herself on her own personal projects. I actually like that. You know what? She probably didn't say anything to John just because she didn't want to get fired. And this proves that Tiger was completely wrong with her sexism, not that that even needed to be proved.
Lights. I'm generally not one to point out issues with facility design, but I've been a little confused over some of the decisions made in the construction of this facility. It seems that most of the lights in this place are crooked. I can't even make it to my desk without making it past half a dozen oddly angled lights. Was this on purpose by corporate? Does an asymmetrical lighting regime increase productivity? If they thought it did, I certainly wouldn't put it past them. Or is it just lazy design? Tiger is famous for starting underbidding wars, so maybe we just drew the short straw and landed a contract with a company unable to get the simple matter of symmetrical lighting installed correctly. Oh, listen to me, Cheryl, you sound kinda grouchy today. Maybe it's the weather. For once I think I'll treat myself to some pampering and pick up some cotton-scented lotion. That might make a nice end to the week.
Ah, so she also noticed how terrible the construction was around here.
Be a Tiger team player. Don't share your passwords. Don't eat while at your terminal. Don't waste time. Generator maintenance staff. It has come to my attention that several of you are consuming food and beverages in the generator room. In addition to being against company policy, this is also a dangerous practice. If a Nuka-Cola was spilled into the sensitive machinery, it could very likely trigger a malfunction in the primary energy infrastructure. I shouldn't need to remind you of the financial disaster awaiting you at your current pay scale in a ruling of employee negligence. Considering a 20% wage garnish, it would take over 120 years to fund the replacement costs for a primary generator. Please take this warning to heart and relocate your refreshment consumption to the convenient employee break room.
You know what? If you didn't try chipping away at their rights so much, maybe they wouldn't be fucking breaking rules that seem a little bit reasonable. Also, I know he didn't sign this one, but come on, this was Frank.
Manchester Mine presents Pyroconcussive Anti-Infantry Field Device. Keep your home safe from communists, nosy neighbors, stray animals. So light, even a woman can use it.
Ah, fuck you, Tiger. And fuck you, Manchester, for working with them.
Staff, I'm pleased to announce a partnership with a long-respected company, Manchester Mine. As you know, Manchester Mine supplies the military and certain anonymous governmental agencies with a considerable amount of weaponry. We've entered into a $70,000 contract to supply Manchester Mine with various components for their production facilities. Mr. Manchester is known for extremely low tolerance for any sort of complications with his contracts, accidental or otherwise. I'll remind everyone to put paramount attention to detail in every facet of this contract. I want every ballistics and material analysis related to this partnership to be triple-checked for accuracy before leaving this facility. If we succeed in pleasing Mr. Manchester with our performance, to have an opportunity to substantially increase our manufacturing base, if this occurs, we can all look forward to an additional recognition, and possibly a bonus. Sincerely, Frank G., Tiger Station 6 Assistant Director.
I guarantee you that bonus would not have actually been given to the employees. Oh, of course. This is fucking Frank's office. It has to be.
Look at him go! Frank G is in the lead, as usual, bound and determined to receive his 8th victory this season. Go, Frank, go!
Well, I guess that tells me even more what a terrible person Frank was. He had delusions of grandeur, or fantasies, whatever you want to call them. Which I wouldn't mind so much if he wasn't such an asshole.
Who is the assistant director? You are, Frank G. You are. Facility productivity. Station 6 is currently ranked 4th in the overall Tiger Station productivity category. I need to implement some strategies to increase productivity among my employees. Possibilities. 1. Lunch breaks are currently 60 minutes. Stealing them back 1 minute every day until they reach 48 minutes could conceivably increase productivity by up to 2% over a period of a few weeks. 2. Forcing workers to work until 5:59 would result in nearly 20 extra minutes of total work time a week across the entire Station 6 understaff. 3. More frequent circulatory checks in the computer room. Currently, I nonchalantly stroll past everyone's terminals once every 43 minutes. This results in an estimated 8 minutes of enhanced productivity, allowing each stroll by. If I scaled my strolls to 37-minute intervals, it would substantially increase the amount of enhanced productivity windows per week. Care must be taken not to push the windows too close, as productivity fatigue can easily set in, resulting in more employee trips to the restroom to decompress from perceived interference.
Oh, so you want to nickel and dime productivity like this? Well, how about you just fire management and the employees work to their heart's content? That would increase productivity a fuck ton because dead people aren't productive.
Unlock director safe. Daddy, come home soon. I miss you.
Ugh, this fucker had a kid. I feel so bad for the poor kid.
Cognitive challenge criteria. Assistant Director, Frank. Corporate has instituted a new policy critical in periodically analyzing the cognitive prowess of its middle management staff. As such, you've been selected to participate in a low-level mathematical instructional routine designed to ascertain your present algebraic problem-solving skills. As a fledgling participant in this program, you'll be provided with a bonus, assuming you successfully complete the task. If you have any job-critical components in your director wall safe, where they are to be stored according to Appendix A4 in your employee handbook, you'll find them inaccessible until you complete this routine. Consequently, it is in your best interest to complete the challenge as soon as possible. The challenge is as follows. You have access to the employee's pay scale file. Pay scale is contingent upon consecutive years of employment and year-end evaluations. Based upon the employee evaluation data, you should be able to derive the salary for a Tiger employee that has been with the company for a certain number of years. You will need to enter the salary one digit at a time. Best of luck, Corporate.
That's such a fucking waste of time. It just goes to show that Frank is just the lowest rung in this problem and that it goes way higher than that.
Cognitive Challenge 1.46a. New hires begin their rewarding career with Tiger Manufacturing with a generous starting salary of $2,500. $200 yearly unscaled bonuses are given to each employee. Employees who have been with the company for 1 year have a base salary of $2,700, 2 years, $2,900, and so on. Salaries are also impacted by performance evaluations. 4 different categories are analyzed. Currently, employees may receive good, poor, or acceptable scores in each category. Acceptable results in no salary bonuses or penalty. Punctuality, good, plus $50, poor, minus $60. Productivity, good, plus $100, poor, minus $80. Teamwork, good, plus $35, poor, minus $25. Loyalty, good, plus $60, poor, minus $120. Sally McPeterson has been with the company for 4 years. Her evaluation scores are as follows. Punctuality, good. Productivity, good. Teamwork, poor. Loyalty, acceptable.
Okay, so I gotta figure out how much Sally makes. Okay, so start at $2,500 and then $200 yearly unscaled bonus. So for 4 years, it would be $3,300 with the unscaled bonus. And then let's add the performance scores. She had punctuality good, so plus $50, $3,350. Productivity was also good, so that's $3,450. Teamwork was poor, so that's $3,425. And loyalty was acceptable, so no plus or minus for that one.
Submit cognitive challenge answer. First digit of employee salary.
3,
Second.
4,
Third.
2,
Fourth.
5. Alright, I got it. The safe was unlocked. Wait a minute, she made $3,425 a month? That is ridiculous for pre-war numbers. This job did not pay well at all, from what I've read.
Inertial microchamber delivery. Station 6. Your inertial microchamber shipment has been reduced as our analysts determine the best cost-risk ratio for the present implementation. Initially, as your manifest will support, you were elected to receive 14 microchambers for familiarity training. That number has been reduced to 1. Your shipment is arriving through standard truck routes. The truck carrying your shipment will make a stopover at the Corvega factory. This is pertinent to your knowledge envelope, as if 0-hour stock option negotiations do not proceed favorably, it is conceivable that Corvega may take possession of the vehicle. If you are not in possession of the microchamber by 3 o'clock p.m. following the receipt of this message, as it is your obligation as Assistant Director to travel to the Corvega facility and secure the microchamber. Corvega retains no rights to the microchamber regardless of the unverified stock turnover. The supplied hotbox key will authorize entry into the high-security container containing the microchamber. Tiger Bali 10mm prototype. Prototype information, classified, Tiger, class 2+ eyes only. Receipt of this document has authorized the use of the Tiger manufacturing materials and processing room. Place the following into the components bin: 10mm pistol, fission battery, sensor module, inertial microchamber. Then, activate the construction machine. Stay at least 6 feet away from the machine and wear hearing and eye protection. The Tiger Bali 10mm is a prototype weapon designed to implement unprecedented efficiency and power to the traditional 10mm round. Through an inventive electrically charged centrifugal reflex chamber, the pistol is capable of trapping and redirecting recoil energy, accelerating the projectile. This results in a weapon that has little kick and is easy to handle. Unfortunately, the chamber discharge time effectively reduces the rate of fire considerably. Most marksmen would consider this a small price to pay for the improved payload and accuracy.
Oh, great. So I need to go to some car factory to get the part to make the gun? Well, I guess I'll do that later.
This is Frank G., Station 6, Assistant Director. Recently, it has come to my attention, in a most unsavory fashion, that many employees are failing to flush the commode after using it. What's more, and I apologize to any female staff members in advance, it appears that someone has defecated into the company's break room sink. In addition to being highly bizarre, this behavior is most unsanitary. I shudder to think of what we would get at our next company review if it was discovered that someone decided to relieve themselves in the break room sink. I will take all steps necessary to find who did this, and believe me, there will be justice.
Oh wow, that's really messed up. They shouldn't have done that in the sink. They should have just done it on his desk. Oh wow, this is Ralphie's linguistic database.
Decompress unstructured database for Ralphie Alpha 0.421. Ladies, how would you like to have the yummy Mr. Hunky visit your workplace? Keep donating. Almost there.
Okay, this is sexist, but it seems like Cheryl really wanted this to happen. I'm not exactly a hunk, Cheryl, but I'll take the money. I like how I talk to these people like they haven't been dead for over 200 years. Uh, Rest in peace.
Target room, access restricted, restricted access. Tiger Station 6 target room authorization change. Only employees with verified Tiger 10mm Bali home defense sidearms are allowed into the training room. If you are in possession of a Tiger Bali, pull the lever beside the door. Assuming the authorization server is currently processing requests, it should unlock the door, allowing you entry. This is phase 1 of our FOF transponder test base, and will lead to a situation where an automated defense system can target hostiles dependent on the ID of the weapon they are carrying. In phase 1, the system is equipped only with a camera for target acquisition and door sensor for demonstration of a casualty relationship. Future security upgrades will incorporate a water-cooled ceiling-mounted turret for additional reinforcement of existing guidelines. Respectfully, Corporate.
I guess I'll be back with the gun. Alright, well, I should install that linguistic database in Ralphie.
Install linguistic database. Linguistic engine, 100%. Boot Ralphie.
Hi!
I'm Ralphie. Ralphie the robot. Pleased to meet you, little lady. Give me 5.
Sure? There you go. Hey.
Communism rots your teeth and gives you bad breath.
How? Are you saying China doesn't do toothpaste well, or that Marxism means that toothpaste isn't equally distributed to the masses? If so, I have news for you, Ralphie.
You're never too young to learn how to shoot. Ask your father to buy a Tiger firearm for you today.
Ralphie, are you sentient or, This is just a holotape player, isn't it?
Communists are American soldiers' #1 favorite place for storing bullets.
And you wonder why the Great War happened.
Tiger is your best shot for the future. Ha 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 he he ha ha.
I agree, that is a funny joke. And by that I mean Tiger is dead.
Boy, I could really go for a sandwich right now. A big fat sandwich. And a beer. I mean a milk. Ha 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 he ha he ha 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 ha.
What?
Tiger firearms. Deadly. Reliable. Affordable. Made by Americans. For Americans. To use against non-Americans.
Yeah, how did that work out? Right, before the war.
Hey kids, did you know it only takes 7 pounds of force to rip someone's ear off? They really start to yell when you get up to about 5, though. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, that's just disturbing. How do you know that?
You've been such a good sport, listening to old Ralphie here. Here's something I found just the other day. Enjoy.
Oh, thanks. It's a pumpkin.
I'm Ralphie. Ralphie the robot. Pleased to meet you, little lady. Give me 5.
You know what? No, Ralphie, I will not give you 5. I will give you 1. Guess which one?